Hello everybody, just wanted to give a quick update. Been doing a lot of brainstorming and ideas past week or so. So I just wanted to kind of think things out here and hope you enjoy the video. So what you see on the screen right now is what my current layout is. You'll have to excuse the lines. SCARM only allows 100 on the free. I won't get into that. But pretty much this is what I'm currently running now with my 4 DCC engines. I like it because I have my main line, and then I have another loop here, and then another loop here with a couple side rails where I can store engines or some cars. I did expand this one a little more because it was a little short, but otherwise this was pretty much it. I do like you also to store things over here and either have one around on the main line or store something here that's a little longer that can't fit here, and then it goes around it. So it's been working out really well. Been enjoying it, but you know, I need to expand because that's what I do. So originally my plan was to go to something like this. This over here was going to be the main focus. It was going to be the first one I finally would put buildings and scenery on here. And then over here, I've always been thinking about a rail yard, but because of the way the tracks come in and the space, I'll remind this over here is like an optional piece. I typically do not keep this piece in because it's actually supposed to sit on my desk where my arm usually goes. And it's not exactly something I want banging in my arm all the time because this is my office, this is my computer here, and I sit here. So I tend to not want anything permanent right here. I really should have just cut that there, but it is what it is. So I've been working on a few different layouts for the right here, and nothing is great. You can see here, this is the one I kind of like the best. It does use, as you can tell, a lot of turnouts, but it'd be nice. But you know, it just wasn't clicking with me. So again, this past week or so, I did a lot of brainstorming, and I started working on the right side, and then that really just started giving ideas, and then all of a sudden, I am sitting at this. You'll definitely note now there's two main lines. The yellow is the outside one. It just simply goes around, has a crossover here, and then a crossover here, and then that's the only two ways to get on or off that rail. And then the blue, it's again a nice all the way around, but then I add a crossover here so it can incorporate a third line, and then over here again a third. That's the green. And then the green, so you could say that the two mains, what do you want to say, they're regional, and then the greens are locals. So I redesigned the left. Obviously I had to and I needed to use the right turnouts because I have two of them, and these are all left. So I had to use my right, so that's why they're over here, and a little separation here, and they're decently long. I still got a little bit of wiggle room, so I could switch them over here, but actually I cannot see right here from my chair as my monitor and my desk block that. So I really like to see the turnouts just because. So anyway, and I really like this right side. Of all the layouts I've played around with, built, looked at, I really like this one because it has 4, and then again, if you've never watched any of my ramblings, I do not limit myself to a specific era, area, industry. None of that matters to me. What matters is what I enjoy. So So saying that, I will run engines with anything. So pretty much, if I can find some really cheap coal industry stuff, well, I could go here. If I find some really cheap industry or logging, go here. So pretty much my idea is maybe each one will have a theme. So it could be a little coal area and a little logging, little fuel or liquid, and then this one could be things that would go like on a container. Because man, I would love some container cars, but those are super expensive and insanely rare on the used market, at least for me anyway. And then over here, I do want to get an Amtrak train one day. Again, passenger service is very, very popular, so there is quite a bit of used stuff. However, it comes with a premium. So one day, I will get my Amtrak, and this could be a passenger terminal. It could be a little town, and then over here, it could be whatever next industry I find. So it gives me a lot of area to expand and build, and each one could tell a story. So again, I don't do eras and areas. That's a terminology not to use. So, and then basically, I can have two trains running at the same time on the main loops. I could have a third train running on the left-hand side, and I could have a fourth train running on the right side. And then, again, at this time, I'm not big on operations. In scale, if you really, really look at it, it's a pain in the butt to do a lot of switching because everything's so small. And if you have a really good, that magnetic coupler thing working out really well, then great. I don't. Maybe that's something I look into in the future. But trying to do the things with a bamboo sticks or a screwdriver, anything you can get to work, it's just easier to just take a second to lift up the butt of the car and set it back down. Does it take you away from what you're doing? You gotta be sensible, I guess, sometimes. But that's pretty much how I would do it. You see I got a couple of re-railers here. That'd probably be where I just add cars. I'm not, some people could say that this could be a staging area back here, but again, I just don't do that. I don't do operations. So again, I like to say I'm very unique in the hobby where operations are not much of a thing for me. So don't be afraid to say, I just like to watch trains go, and then every so often I like to change up the cars or park one and then have another one come out and run. Right now, again, as I showed on my on this one, usually I have two going at the same time in opposite directions. So I have one going on the main, and then I'll have a second one going on the internal, but only one of the internals, and then I'll throw the switch on the crossover, so when it comes, it can come in here, it can do a loop, and then it comes back out. And there could be a train parked on here, so it goes on the side. So that's how I do it. Every once in a while, I want to play a little. I could stop a train here, so this train out here can come out, and then this one will go in, and then he parks. So it's what you make of it. So don't let anyone ever tell you that that's not the hobby. It's whatever you want it to be that you enjoy. You will see, if you've done any research on any, like on trucks or wheels, and you go through these forums, some of them have posts going back 10, 15 years, which is great because some of that information is still valid. But you will see the grumpy monster going, if you don't do operations, then you're really not just doing anything good. You're just wasting your time. You're gonna lose the hobby. So it's a very interesting hobby where there is a set of people who just want to tell you how to play, and if you don't play it their way, then you're not doing it right. So don't get discouraged when you run into those kind of people. Play it how you want to play it. So that's my rant on that. So yeah, that's pretty much the layout I'm looking at right now. I will probably do it in phases. It is a bit of money. The scale trains changed the Iowa train and actually all the trains for that category to December 31st, 2024. But previously, it was end of January of this year. And then they mentioned in the video that the Iowa had an issue upon being delivered from China, and they had to redo it. And that was going to be about in April. But then they changed all the dates to the end of the year. And I emailed them, just, real friendly, just saying, hey, I'm just trying to plan things out for this calendar year. But you've changed all the dates to the end of the year. Is that the actual, you're right, is that it? And the salesperson came back and said, yes, at this time, that is their estimated delivery date. So you can, if you look on Scale Trains, they have so much stuff for pre-order, but not a lot of stuff coming in. So they could just simply have too much going at this time, and I'm afraid if it comes from China and it needs to be redone, well, by that time, as it came over on the container ship to the West Coast, and then it got from the West Coast to Tennessee, by that time, they might have already moved on to the next product. They're not going to sit there and wait for the Scale Trains guys to go, oh yeah, that's good, you can go ahead to the next one. No. As soon as that last item falls off that factory floor, they're retooling. They are going to the next item. And I'm afraid that something happened, not only just to the Iowa, but to all of them. So I assumed there was something wrong with the body. And it was the body in all of them, because all it is a different paint. They saw something and they're like, no, this is not going to work. You got to redo it. Well, now they're going to have to put that one back in the queue before they can redo it. So I think that's what happened. They're just doing too much without the capacity to do it. And they mentioned themselves that they're losing pre-orders. People are taking back their pre-orders. I think this is a big reason why. And it kills me because I really wanted that Iowa train. But I'm going to keep my pre-order because obviously it doesn't cost me anything to wait. But I think I'm going to go with I looked around to see what is available right now from all manufacturers, and I kind of like the look of the Conrail engine. It's a little different from what I have now, so I think I might just buy one of those. Obviously it has sound, because most of them have sound now if you're going to get DCC. You can still buy the DC version and do it yourself, and some of them actually still have the speaker pre-installed if you wanted to get a sound decoder, but I rather just pay a little bit up front to get it all in one package. So I will probably pull the trigger on that here in the next week or so, and then that will be my first train with sound. And then, if that Iowa train rolls in later this year, great. And if it falls to next year, then so be it. But yeah, a little bit of money. I would have to buy four. I gotta buy 2 more crossovers, and I think 1 more turnout, and then just a lot of straight track, and then some odds and ends. So really, the 2 crossovers, they're about $50 each, and the turnouts are 20, 24, depending on what Amazon's pricing is at that time, and then just a lot of straight track. But obviously, once I get that investment, I think the right side is pretty solid. I I really don't see much room for improvement unless I go crazy one day and I take this green and I just make them run out into a dead end like here, and then maybe I put a turnout here, and then I do one straight dead end here, and then the turnout goes out to here as a dead end. Just seeing how things work out. But I'm real happy with that layout. The left side here, there is all this empty space right here. I could put a turnout here and have it run down. I mean, that is an idea. Again, I really don't like not to be able to see turnouts, but I guess with one I can make it work, and then have it come down here so I can add another one, make it nice and long. So there's a little bit of wiggle room there. You'll notice on this I was gonna do a bridge, because I already have a bridge here because I already had that set bot, and my cork is missing right here because I thought I would turn that into a water scene. But just keep things simple. I'm just gonna keep it simple for now. Maybe in the future I will convert those into bridges, or the two-track bridges. I mean, that'd probably be pretty nice to look at. But again, I just want to get the things functional. So anyway, I just wanted to share what my current layout is. Of course, my little bit of a rant, but I always rant a little. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.